That's Mr. Bradshaw.
Hi, I don't think I'm the person you're looking for.
Okay.
Well, ma'am, what is your name?
Rachel Acosta.
Okay, thank you.
Well,
I know I'm the first one that showed up to court. If I'm gonna be the last one, I'm gonna hang up. I know what I'm saying, I got stuff to do, and you already told me you're gonna put me in and put me out. I got stuff to do.
Mr. Rai,
I've been in court for two
Mr.
hours.
Sarai, this is
Yes,
not
you missed-
appropriate. There's other people who have also been waiting. So just
I was
one
the first-
moment.
I've been waiting since 8:10. As soon as I came out the courtroom, I was the first one in the courtroom.
are you Mr. Smith or are you Mr.
Yeah,
Zarai?
man, come on, man. I'm not gonna be sitting there waiting all day, and I got a job and shit to do too.
And now you're cursing. That's not gonna make her. And then,
I believe that is Mr. Smith. I think he's mislabeled. Mr. Smith, is that you?
Who else is going to be? I've been waiting, man, waiting. You know how long I've been waiting? For what?
All right, let's
You know, I gotta
let's
get
call
to
that
the
case.
bottom.
Mr. Smith. I think this is. Are you Mr. Smith? You're Mr. Smith, right?
Yes. You know what I'm saying? What am
All
I
right.
waiting for? I was the first
Mr.
one.
Smith, you don't need to say anything else, all right?
I was the first one on the court on Zoom court. Just like I was the first one in the courtroom. It don't make me. No, I ain't got. Ain't nobody been waiting before me. I was the first one.
mute him, please.
Come on now.
So, Your Honor, this is Mr. Smith. 1A0126025 is the case number. And Josh Weiss on behalf of Mr. Smith. Your Honor, I think where we stand with this case, Mr. Smith was in custody until mid-June. I believe he has checked in with probation and is doing well. There's still some conditions that need to be met, but that's understandable given the fact that, he was been in custody. He's trying to get back on his feet. So I think this case will need to be continued so he can continue working on affirmative conditions.
Our community hours are finished. I gave the paperwork to that lady this morning. My sound
The outstanding issue, I believe, is still the victim panel. It is not, sir, this is my time to talk.
completed.
The victim panel is still not due for 60 days, but I was going to mention that 60 days of the 120 allotted to him has already been passed. And so the reminder that the DUI victim panel is due in 60 days. This hearing would not have been scheduled had he not failed to appear for probation.
Mr. Smith, give Mr. Mercer an opportunity to make his record, and then I will give you an opportunity to speak.
Sure. So we'll mention that the victim panel is not quite due yet. It's due in 60 days. We don't have proof that it's been completed. And I was just going to give a reminder that is
June
due.
13th.
And that this, I was also going to say that this hearing wouldn't have been scheduled today, and there would have been no need for Mr. Smith to be here had he appeared for probation after being released from custody on April 17th. Other than that, it does appear that he is reported in June, and I don't see any other issues from Mr. Janet that need to be addressed at this time. So I don't think I have anything else to add at this time.
Okay, so what I'm hearing, and I know you don't have the entire file in front of you, but sounds as if the outstanding, which is, it's not due yet, but the
Right.
DUI victims panel.
Right. I
All
am.
right.
I just wanted to point out that half the time allotted has already passed. And so just a reminder to get that done within the next 60 days is all.
All right, and Weistander? Weistander, thank you. Is Mr. Smith currently in treatment? Or is there any treatment?
Y'all don't want to let me talk. Y'all keep on putting it on mute.
Because you're being inappropriate, Mr. Smith.
No,
Mr.
Y'all
Smith,
being inappropriate. Listen, y'all being inappropriate too. Because you know
Mr.
what I'm saying?
Smith,
Because first of all, my time, listen,
This isn't uncommon. I'll just say that.
okay. So
until
is,
June 27th, and you still put me on mute. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want me to hear y'all out, but y'all don't want to hear me out. I got out June 13th, ma'am. So that means my probation is, and I'm gonna go see probation June 27th. So therefore, my probation starts at June 27th. You cannot count my time for putting me, you know what I'm saying, from April 17th, when y'all sent, you know what I'm saying, April 17th is when I, you know what I'm saying, when y'all brought me back to court. I was done with y'all court March 5th. And y'all decided to bring me back a whole month later while I'm doing somebody else's case. To tell me what, you know what I'm saying, to bring me back in court to tell me what I need to do while I'm in score doing somebody else's case, which is number one, wrong. That's why I didn't show up to court, because, you know what I'm saying, I was doing somebody else's case. You
Mr.
know what I'm
Smith,
saying? Not that case. And then number two is, you know what I'm saying, by me getting out June 13th, I go see my probation officer June 27th. That he told me from June 27th, when I walked in his office, he said, this is when your 120 days start. He said, you got 120 days for that. I don't know what that prosecutor was talking about, half of it passed. You know what I'm saying? I've been sitting in jail when it was going. You can't do nothing in jail.
all right, so your DUI Victims Impact Panel is due in, what's the date on that, Mr. Mercer? Or Mr. Weissteiner?
I'm trying to figure that out. I do believe that Mr. Smith, it's tough to read from the docket. It looks like on April 17th, the court gave 120 days. It's unclear to me if, I think Mr. Smith is trying to say that he was in custody until June, and so that 120 days should start then. I think maybe probation would have some insight as to an exact due date. That might be helpful for his knowledge as well.
Sure, and
Okay.
the point is just to give him a reminder to do it. No one is
Yes.
accusing
Right.
him of doing anything.
Yeah,
It's to actually, it's to help him have a reminder to do it timely. That was what was represented to the court. Nothing
Yes.
against Mr. Smith.
Yes, all right, so we will continue this matter for September 11th at 8:45 a.m. Aside from there's no violation, the court's not taking any sanctions, we are giving Mr. Smith the allotted time to complete that DUI Victims Impact Panel and have that filed with the court. If we're able to, Mr. Weissteiner and Mr. Smith, if you are able to file the proof of that DUI Victims Impact Panel, we can cancel this court review. But he will remain on probation and needs to continue to check in with probation. So if proof of the DUI Victims Impact Panel is received by September 11th, that hearing will cancel.
Okay, bet.
All right, if there's nothing else, this concludes this matter.
All right, Mr. Smith, you can log off.